Supernatural is my favorite TV series of all time. Although I have watched some amazing TV series throughout the years, none have left an impact on me like Supernatural has. I started watching it while I was recovering from a surgery and finished it after I was back on my feet again. So I feel like I owe Supernatural this video. To recommend it to the people who might be in doubt if it's still worth a watch, and to convince people to give it a second chance, as it holds a very special place in my heart. I will try to be as spoiler-free as possible in this video, and only give a brief summary of the story, as well as explain some of the themes of the series so you get a better glimpse of what it's about, and give you my personal pros and cons list. So let's get on with it. Supernatural is about the Winchester family. Mary and John Winchester fell in love and had 2 children. The firstborn, Dean Winchester, and the younger Sam Winchester. One night the Winchester house was intruded by a mysterious being, who murdered Mary and burned down the Winchester home, changing the lives of the family forever. This event caused John extreme pain, as he could never recover from his wife's death. So he looked deep into the incident until he realized something supernatural took his wife, which led to years of research until he realized monsters from mythology and folklore exist. So he turned into a monster hunter and raised his children in the same path, to study these creatures and maybe one day find the monster that took his wife, so he could finally get his revenge. While Dean was loyal and followed in his dad's footsteps, Sam wanted to move on and live a normal life, causing fights with his father. One day after a huge fight, Sam left. Years later, their father went missing on a hunting trip, leaving Dean to reunite with his brother Sam to find their father and discover the mystery of their mother's murder, leading to the story of Supernatural. In many ways, Supernatural is about the relationship of Sam and Dean Winchester, as their brotherhood is one of a kind. They are dedicated to one another. Despite their differences, they understand and love each other. Their relationship develops as one of the show's main plot lines. Dean is 4 years older than Sam, and was always told from a young age to watch out for him.
Most important?
Watch out for Sammy. I know.
It was Dean who carried baby Sam out of the burning house. Dean was tasked to protect Sam, therefore he viewed himself as Sam's protector, who has to constantly protect his baby brother at all costs, leading to a strong bond between the characters. Bobby Singer, a personal friend of John, turned out to be a great father figure, and spent more time with them, not just training them to be monster hunters, but training them to be better people. Supernatural isn't just about the Winchesters, but their friends and allies. The relationships between these characters are the highlight of the series. Every main character in their own way is great and understandable. And as the viewer watches these characters interact with their family and friends, they begin to care about these characters and develop feelings for them, which raises the stakes for when these characters are facing a monster, which leads perfectly to the next section. As mentioned, monsters exist in this universe, and while most people are not aware of their existence, those who are aware either choose to live a normal life or become a hunter, and protect the people who aren't aware of what hides in the darkness. Supernatural has a wide selection of monsters from mythology and folklore, each creature consisting of its own types and selection of powers. Each creature also has a weakness, which hunters take advantage of to beat them. The mythology and lore of the series plays a huge part in the series. As the main characters learn lessons about hunting specific types of monsters, the viewer also learns alongside them, making them feel included. As mentioned before, Supernatural has a lot of amazing characters who are accompanied with great actors, which ultimately makes the relationships stronger and makes the viewer feel and root for them. Supernatural has a well-written story, which is way more complex than meets the eye at first. Supernatural does a great job at making the audience immersed with the world of the series, and makes them interested in the overall story and lore. As the characters are very well written, they feel like humans, making their actions seem genuine and believable. One of my favorite aspects of the show is that it nailed the emotional moments. Sad or happy, the scenes always get a feeling out of me, which is what I love to see in any media to begin with. So if you like the points I've made, Supernatural is the series for you. And now to the cons. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The literal 15 seasons long elephant in the room. Supernatural consists of 15 seasons, each season around 20 episodes, and every episode about 40 minutes. That is very, very long. Supernatural was originally supposed to end at season 5, but was continued for another 10 seasons. After season 5, the show struggled to get back on track for a while, causing a drop in quality as season 6 and 7 are a lot worse than the first 5 legendary seasons. But not that it goes to complete garbage. In fact, some of the best episodes and emotional moments in the series take place in season 6 and the seasons after, creating a choice for the viewer to either stop watching after season 5 or continue for the long run, as the series eventually repairs the damage it caused. Another thing Supernatural suffered from was the low budget. The first season's budget was super low, leading to the bad CGI and effects. But that didn't stop the series from being great, and eventually as the seasons go on, the effects improve over time. With this review, I barely scratched the surface of this show. There is so much themes I haven't even touched on and left to explore for yourself. Supernatural isn't the best series I've watched, but it managed to combine everything I would love to see in one series. It's far from perfect, but despite its flaws, I still love Supernatural as a whole, and I would recommend it to anyone interested enough to give it a chance. If it's too long for you, I would recommend you only watch the first 5 seasons, as they were the best seasons anyway. And you could continue if you liked it enough. This video was mostly a love letter to Supernatural, and not really a review, but I would be making more reviews in the future, and other stuff perhaps. And if the fans deemed me worthy, I might make more videos about Supernatural too. But until then, thanks for watching.